All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Assassination Classroom, Season 2, Episode 15. They say air, land, or sea. Always bet on Kaida. Forever Flat has returned, revealed her true form. And now, well, Korosensei, you got to save her, and quick.
Yeah. We have a few minutes. She set up some Final Fantasy XIV, like, Ring of Fire duel trial situation. It's an assassination, and this is going to be bad.
Either you're going to die, or she's going to die, or no one's going to die, but that's going to be decided in the next few seconds.
Yeah, but this is what, in some ways, you're here for, Korosensei, to save these students, right?
Yep. Save the students, save the world.
Yeah, so let's save her, okay? I really like this because this is something that feels like it was supposed to be the ultimate like betrayal twist here, but because of the impatience of the tentacles influence and also just this whole setup, Kayano's going at this out of sync with regards to Shiro and stuff.
It's not the end of the season yet.
Yeah, we've got way too many episodes left for this to be like the final like conflict and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see how she gets saved. Although this show every once in a while really flirts with the idea of something tragic happening. So this is one of those instances that could go very badly, especially since the students don't really have a immediately obvious way that they can help here.
Yes. Although the thing that makes me optimistic is the fact that Korosensei was probably very close to her sister, so maybe there's a misunderstanding that can be cleared up.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then that gives us more information on Korosensei and his past.
Through the tentacles influence.
Exactly.
I thought of something really funny in between, setting up for the recording and stuff, and that is the idea that what if she's been so deep in this character that even the Forever Flat nickname is a lie.
No.
Because her pain has been so much with regards to the back of her neck with the tentacles and stuff, that she's had a corset on this entire time.
Ah, yes, just a little bit more pain. Who cares? It's all part of the character.
It's nothing at all. And then, she casts it off. She's like, I'm free. And Terasaka's like, there's no justice in this world. Yes. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
And then...
Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa.
This feels different.
Yeah, this is very different, yeah.
So is this like the official we're in the end game now?
Yeah, something like that.
Terasaka dual-wielding assault rifles.
I like the way they kind of skip a bit of animation through that whole thing there.
Oh, we're really in the end game now.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, I like it.
Oh, this song!
Wait, what?
Dude, I heard this song so many times, the Bye Bye Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Bye Bye Yesterday.
It does seem familiar, like...
Oh my gosh. Bye Yesterday. Whoa, there's so many things. 86 days till deadline to assassinate.
Oh shit. Oh no. We're getting live episode updates.
Oh my god.
Oh no. No.
Oh, that's gonna be painful. What have you got, Nagisa? Whoa! Oh.
Is he gonna tell him to like back off?
He's gonna tell them how to help.
Safety. Shit. And then you can pull him out. Okay.
Oh, one of you. Whoa!
Oh shoot! critically timed talk no jutsu.
As opposed to like, yeah, tearing out her spine or something, yeah.
Right.
Oh. Oh, jeez, let's coin flip it.
All right.
All right.
Yep. This is just a more extreme version of what he's been doing up till now.
Yep, yep. There it is.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, come on, Nagisa.
Okay.
Oh, the way he's like surrounded by the flames. Oh, this is so badass.
Pictures immediately.
Oh my god! Ah! The combo!
Yeah! And it just keeps going.
Whoa, this is...
Okay. That was very fast as far as the episode goes, though.
No, that was amazing, though.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
The fact that the way the stints in the...
The ultimate assassination technique.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Just forget everything. Like, what? Where am I? What? 15 hits! Like, she saw them going up too.
I can do 25!
Oh, what? Sure, yeah. Yes, yes,
wow.
we are.
Wow.
Oh shoot, is someone attacking now? Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. Shiro reveals himself. Shape.
So they reveal themselves and then go?
最初は純粋な殺意だったけどコロ先生と過ごすうちに殺意に確信が持てなくなっていった
Of course it did.
この先生には私の知らない別の事情があるんじゃないか
Alright.
殺す前に確かめるべきじゃないかってでもその頃には触手に宿った殺意が膨れ上がって思いとどまることを許さなかったコロ先生って名前みんなが気に入って1年間使ってきた
Yep.
目的が何だったとかどうでもいい
You're part of this
彼らは
class.
このクラスを一緒に作り上げてきた仲間なんだ
Mm-hmm.
どんなに一人で苦しんでたとしても全部演技だったなんて言わせないよみんなと笑ったたくさんの日々がありがとうもう演技やめていいんだ
Yeah. She doesn't have to
Okay.
conceal the pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Let herself feel it.
コロ先生
And show it.
どんな過去でも真実なら俺らは受け入れます
Awesome.
But you still have to tell us.
Yeah.
Come on.
先生はね教師をするのはこの E 組が初めてですにもかかわらずほぼ全教科を滞りなく皆さんに教えることができました それは
Oh.
なぜだと思いますか
Oh.
まさか
He's an assassin.
そう2年前まで先生は
Whoa!
Oh, shoot!
Wait, really?
Oh, he was the assassin! He was the assassin!
来年3月に先生は死にます一人で死ぬか地球ごと死ぬか暗殺によって変わる未来はそれだけです
Wow.
Whoa, my god!
部活に扱うなよ どんな状況からでもやられる危険性があると思え。
They're Hannibal Lectering him into
どんな
position.
殺し屋もこうなってはざまあないな。明晰な頭脳に強靭な。
So this is Yanagisawa
戸
here.
籍もないから死んでも文句を言われない。
わあ、意外。すっごい優しそうな人なんですね。
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
で
Okay.
しょ。何もしないから解放してくれませんか。
ダメです。もし殺されたら私死んじゃうもの。
この女はやりようによっては使える。
Wow.
Okay.
This is the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah.
そのシャツ何？
Ah!
井村アグリです。よろしくお願いします。
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
好きだらけだが、今やっても脱出を困難にするだけだ。
Okay. I am very curious what kind of skills he has already, even without the tentacles.
少し休んだら言ってください。バイタルチェックしますから。
So they've already put the tentacles in him, I'm guessing. That's why
相
he
変わ
rubbed
ら
his
ずダ
neck.
サいシャツ着てますね。ユキモトさん。
The shirts.
これもダメ。
Oh.
生活の清涼剤になればと思ったのに。
Wow.
イラッとします。
好きなブランドなんですけどね。
That's a
私
brand?
の生徒にもなぜか評判悪いんです。
アグ
Ah.
リ、データチェック一つ取るのに何分かかってる。
ごめんなさい、小太郎さん。
お前の親父がうちの下請けだから
Oh
お情けで
God.
お前をもらってやるんだ。恩に報いろ。俺の命令には誠心誠意全力で従え。
Oh my
生命の
god.
中で反物質を生成させる。
Wait,
こ
what?
れが柳沢の研究の核心だった。反物質生成に必要な粒子の加速サイクル。
What?
生命のサイクルに組み
You want to blow up the
エ
planet?
ネルギーで細胞のエンジンを始動させる。
アルカロイド剤はもう投与をやめた方が。
私自身が実験を巧みにコントロールすれば成功確率はさらに高まる。
Wow.
人知を超え
Wow.
た破壊の力が手に入る。
Oh my god. So he's lying about his own body's state so that he
Yeah.
can get like certain things to be guided
Uh-huh.
along.
でダメなら体に押し。
Whoa!
All right.
Holy crap.
今何を。
麻痺させただけですよ。
With the perfect frequency to do it. Wow.
Uh-huh.
It's the hand
Yep.
clapping technique, but
But way crazier.
yeah.
このくらいはひねらないと歯ごたえがない。進学校の生徒相手ならなおさらです。
Gotcha. Nice.
本職の教師が殺し屋に授業されてる。私より教師に向いてますよ。
Wow.
まあ
Yep.
仕事上大学
Okay.
教師にも化けますからね。
It's like, that's easy, yeah.
私に教師は向いてない。
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Here we
really?
一
go.
人だけ教え子がいたんですが裏切りまして。
Is that the other Reaper?
そのせいで私
Yeah,
はここにいる
probably.
んですが。
Yeah.
これで死神の名声とスキル
Yeah.
は僕だけのものだ。
Nice.
Okay.
それだけ
I
じゃない
like it.
先生だって持ってない変装スキルも最近身につけた。
Yeah.
さよなら先生。
Crazy.
見えてなかったよ僕の顔。
ほぼ完璧に能力を伸ばし、ほぼ完璧に管理してきたつもりですが。
You didn't see that coming.
わかる気がする。
Yeah.
Only almost perfectly.
多分その生徒は見てほしかっただけなんですよ。あなたに。
ちゃんと見てたんですがね。
Okay.
能力や性格をよく見るのは人心掌握の基礎ですから。
Mm.
Wow.
被験者の肉体が未知の変化を始めています。
Oh, here it
膨大
is.
なエ
Here
ネル
it
ギーを秘め
is.
ているだけに逆らわれたら。
従順でそこそこ優秀で死んでも誰も文句を言わないモルモット。
Jeez,
いわばあの
dude.
女は奴の邪心を図るステイシだ。
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't care about her at all.
No. No,
想
no,
定
no.
内の拒絶反応です。放置して構わないと。
Oh.
Well, shit.
Oh,
right.
God.
ただまっすぐこちらを向いて、今日も彼女は平和に笑う。
Oh, okay.
そうか。見るというのはこういうことか。
Oh.
そうしましょう。
Hmm.
学校のテスト問題は誰にも姿を見せなかった伝説の殺し屋は見られることが嬉しいことだと初めて知った。
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh. Yeah.
さらに季節は巡り、彼女の教え子たち、くぬぎが丘中学の3年 E 組の生徒が入れ替わる頃、
Okay.
Oh.
三日月が生まれる
Wow.
2週間前。
Wow, so the time in which he escaped and the moon and all that happened was extremely short.
Yep.
And then...
Which, oh man, that adds so much more to everything that happened because the wounds were still fresh for him.
Yeah.
The whole time he was teaching them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because all that they did, that killed her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was his source of happiness for the first time in her genuine human connection for being seen. Oh, this is gonna hurt, dude.
Yeah. She wasn't gonna be his hostage. She was gonna be theirs.
Yeah, exactly. And in some ways, they almost like did all that stuff in front of him to test that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like
to specifically build up that dependency so they could use it.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Okay.
That was a good episode.
Wow.
That was a really good episode.
That was a really good episode.
We get an OP-ED switch.
Yeah, okay,
and
so...
we get a full-on, detailed backstory of Korosensei and how he was the Reaper, which... Okay, of course, I guess.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of those things that always felt sort of like... slightly like arbitrary almost to have in the show of like, okay, you have a Reaper, I get it, there would be some super best of the best assassin you'd send after Korosensei, but it wouldn't really have as much relevance to the story of the kids and everything. It's just a new obstacle for them to overcome. But nah, okay, all right, we had all that, and then we also had Nagisa doing the truly biggest of brain moves in order to make it so that Kaida has no bloodlust. Not thinking about anything even.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Uses the powers of French kissing.
Just and the
tongue and everything.
And the combo keeps going up. Like
I gotta say, I also am with Bitch Sensei on this one. Like only getting 15 points. I feel like you kinda held back a bit too much there, you know.
Although I do get the feeling that, you know, since we saw Karma and what's her name?
The blonde, yeah.
The blonde, yes. I was trying to think of her nickname, but yeah, both bilingual blonde. Yes.
Bilingual blonde.
Bilingual. Yes. Yeah. Both, you know, taking pictures and stuff. They could have also been potentially recording the whole thing, and then we could get a segment later where Bitch Sensei is like, "All right, let's analyze Nagisa's move here." So
now the approach, fantastic
approach,
full marks,
good initial execution, but you know.
But once
as you can see here and here,
once you hit about this point, your rate of point acquisition started to stagnate. It should have started to exponentially increase at about this point.
Right. Here's the critical juncture where you could have
1 point a second. You could have jumped to 3 points a second.
Yeah. Here you could have progressed to the next tier of point acquisition. You know, and but you didn't.
You stopped
for
right
television
short
purposes.
of second base. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But. Okay, yeah, I love it because I was thinking like when Korosensei was bringing up all the stuff of like,
oh my God.
Hey, I'm gonna let her spear me through the heart. You can use that opportunity. Like this all felt like really good like technical stuff of hey, her mind is being controlled right now. So if we're going to do something where our words can reach her, you know, which we don't even really have time for anyways, but if we're gonna do something, then it has to be
window.
This is the window. It's gonna be a very narrow window. That way, it still feels like an assassination, right?
Yeah, it is.
But
what technique will you use?
What technique will you use? But then at the same time, when this is being set up, it felt kind of like, well, hold on. This is a heart problem, not just an assassination problem. How are they going to make it be both, right? Don't just do the clap thing. And, you know, and I like that Nagisa thought about that and was like, no, that wouldn't work for, you know, a couple technical reasons, right?
Yep.
But then what are they gonna do if not that? Wait, some ultimate assassin new assassination technique?
No,
they're not just going to they're not just gonna pull something out of their ass on this, right? Like, you know, wait, what is it? Oh, there we go.
The assassination a technique that's been used on me against my will multiple times by Bitch Sensei.
One of the oldest tricks in the book, you know? Yeah.
Just go in for it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I am impressed because Nagisa's technique and abilities in this regard were quite good, despite them chastising him for
only 15 points.
His mediocre performance. I'm like,
15 hits.
Y'all, he got results.
He did.
And I'll just say, most of the time in these types of situations in fiction, when it's I'll kiss them to break them out of this whole thing, it's just the 1 or 2 kisses here.
Right, yeah.
This
just
was
simple
not,
lip peck.
This was not that. This was full on making out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure,
there was more than a little bit of saliva exchanged.
Yes, but wasn't both of their eyes open for this whole thing? So it was extra awkward too.
It's a power play, Caleb.
Yeah, it is a power play, but it's just
there was the moving of the yeah.
There's that. That's that bottom lip and everything. And
okay.
Well done, Nagisa.
Yeah.
I am proud of you. I am impressed.
And if you think about it, this showcased, some very specific technical assessment, because what was her nickname and her constant source of frustration? Forever flat.
Not attractive. Not like
no one would ever
not curvy like the
you.
other girls or anything like that. Yeah, who would be into me? Well,
have we seen any of the other girls get macked with for that long? Nope. Yeah.
And also the fact that the 2 things that she did in the very beginning of the class had certain motivations behind them. It doesn't matter to Nagisa. The things of
she helped him.
You helped me with my hairstyle. Now I haven't had to think about my long hair ever since that day.
Right.
Now Nagisa probably had to deal with the fact that his mom, did notice that.
Sure.
Or he would switch the hairstyle once he got home or something.
Right.
But he probably was somewhat attracted to her from that point on.
Not all of this was necessarily just an assassination.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see what the girl talk is like in potential future episodes of okay, so there's all the stuff with Korosensei happening, but kinda
that was real.
So you want to talk about this? What's next step, you think? Because
you should cut it down here.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real here. Not even Bitch Sensei and Karasuma. We've had that happen. Bitch Sensei might actually be hold on.
I'm inspired now.
I'm inspired. Okay.
I'm probably going to get a shoulder dislocated. But I'm good. I can get 6 points a second.
Right. Exactly. I'll get 75
I might
hits.
as well have tentacles with how well I can implement this strategy.
Oh my God.
40 points. Bitch, please.
You're right, exactly.
It's literally the bitch, please, response.
Yep.
But we got Korosensei full-on backstory with that omniscient perspective of, he's the Reaper.
Yeah.
He's not just the Reaper. He trained the old Reaper, the new Reaper, the Reaper that we knew.
Yep.
The reason why he's been teaching them how to assassinate him has a very different meaning now.
Yep.
Because while the mission might remain the same, stop Korosensei before he destroys the world, the idea that the Reaper, who we now know as Korosensei, but Korosensei who was a person.
Yep.
But when we get to find out who he was as a person, he had already been reduced so much from humanity at the point where he was a human being that you could say he already needed saving long before he was Korosensei.
And that's what the sister was.
So now things have come full circle. He's helped his student save her,
And-
the sister of the one that taught him what real relationships are like.
Yeah.
To be seen and understood and to share that connection. And then he ended up being the instrument of her demise with his
Directly or indirectly, yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, his transformation, his escape attempt, whatever that was in its, context, that killed her.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say almost definitely.
Yeah, the one thing that I want to just sort of hold out as a still
an
a
option.
potential option,
Yeah.
is that she was taken hostage or something like that, because she would have been the one bit of leverage they would have against him.
So they used that to make him not escape at certain times or something
Something
that.
like because the backstory isn't finished.
That's
right?
true. It is not entirely finished.
And
There's
we
2 weeks
know-
of time in between the
Right.
Yeah.
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 And we know that that the main scientist guy did not give a shit about her.
That's Shiro also.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Shiro. Yes.
Yeah.
Since we know that, I would absolutely not put it past him to try and make her a hostage if for a second it would be helpful.
Right.
Whether or not that would work out, who knows, right?
Yeah.
But because I really don't want it to be something where Korosensei's actions ended up resulting in her death, like directly.
I think it makes sense though that it would.
It does give a different,
thematic-
darker poetry to it.
Yeah, it's a thematically powerful thing because it gives reason as to why he would want to destroy the world. If he sees basically that his one source of happiness in this world was ripped away from him, and that was the whole game, was that they had the ultimate assassination technique prepped to kill the Reaper if he ever tried to get out, and that was that you thought I was going to marry her? No. I went in there and made her look like the victim intentionally.
Right.
So that you would feel
Right.
like you had to protect her from me.
Right. She
and
would
stuff
be your
like
one
that.
source of connection and things like that. We would build up a weakness over time, and then
Yep.
we would exploit that when
Exactly.
we needed to.
It makes perfect sense that that's what they were doing. But the fact that she's still's forming a genuine connection with him,
Yep.
that doesn't change the fact that they still ended up very close over the course of this time.
Well, and
Like-
one of the things that I love about it
you can't beat that.
Nope,
That's
nope,
the
you
show.
can't.
Like
Well, and so with the previous theory we had that Korosensei was like one of the other students of the principal.
right. Yeah.
The reason why I think that one felt like it could potentially be the case is how does Korosensei function as a teacher, right? Because that seems something that would be like you wouldn't just pick up, on a whim, right? You don't just instantly learn how to do that.
Right.
But if he's the world class assassin,
Yeah.
he would be a fast
Experience so
learner.
many things.
Experience so many things. He'd be a very fast learner. So a lot of the information that he would have to communicate, totally. But from the standpoint of saving their hearts and all
Right.
of that, and that kind of teaching,
Yeah.
how would he be able to do that unless he had experienced it first
Exactly,
himself?
yes.
And that's why I think it's so important, right? And he's an assassin, so he picks it up quick, right? And it was so meaningful to him because he'd never had anything like that.
Right.
That, of course, every aspect of it would be burned into his brain. He would
Yeah.
remember that. He would cherish that. That's all he has left of her.
In the same way that he's basically the perfect being to absorb any and all skill sets in order to help him get out or just kill a target in his regular, everyday life before this. Of course he would absorb this. Even if he was thinking, I'm going to exploit this. This
Yeah,
is obviously
which he was
something
at the
I can
beginning.
use, which is exactly what he said in the beginning. Yeah. That can't stop the fact that it's moving him beyond the it's love, it's nakama, it's all the good stuff that we love about our classic anime, where the people who end up with opportunities to spend time together just end up fast friends because there's real power in human connection. It's quintessential. It's what makes us who we are. And it's
Exactly.
it's so good. And then the idea that that's something that was ripped away from him, regardless of the details of whether it was something that they exploited when he tried to get out, or he ended up accidentally causing as he tried to get out because he couldn't control his tentacle powers or something like that.
Yep.
The end result is he comes to Class 3E to finish teaching them because he had already been teaching them via her.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
she needed help in order to do this.
Yep.
And I think the Class 3E people mentioned that when she was teaching them, there was something that was brought up that she started getting really she started getting really good at it. There was a point that they mentioned where it was she's taking this all super seriously.
Yeah,
and
well, because they mentioned that she was only their teacher for a couple weeks, which makes sense because they just started at the end of this episode in the backstory. That's when they show up, and then within 2 weeks from then, she ends up dying, and so she's not their teacher anymore. And then Korosensei does all this stuff, but during that time, because in the previous parts, he probably would have been helping her teach the previous class, right? The previous class 3E or whatever.
Right. There could have been another gap of time in between that, sandwiched in the middle of that we haven't just known yet of how much time she's been actually teaching
Sure.
them. I would assume it. Oh, no. They did say that you only got to teach us for X amount of time. They did say that.
Right, and I believe it was a couple weeks.
It's surprising that it was actually so short, because then that means that the amount of time he was in the experimentation room was really short.
No, because he was in the experimentation room for a long time, and then after 3 months or whatever it was, and then at that point, then they showed Classy, the Classy that we know, actually coming to that year, right?
Gotcha.
Because it's the beginning of a new year.
She was the previous, right. Okay,
and then from there. Yeah, all the stuff happens.
So only those kids experience the effect of their relationship on her teaching methods. So they had already been being taught by him before he was even there, in a way, because she was being helped with regards to how to teach specific things.
Exactly.
Even though he said, I would actually make a horrible teacher. That's
because I can't teach people. And that
I just absorb things.
Yep.
Yeah,
one of the things that I'm very curious to see how it gets led up to, because there were 2 major things that I feel like the sister ended up saying in the first episode, in the little flashback that we got.
Yeah.
One was, please teach those kids, right?
Right.
The second one, and I think it might have actually come first, was what wonderful tentacles, what beautiful tentacles or whatever, right? The idea that she basically saw the thing that was inhuman, right, and said, and smiled, right?
Yeah.
Didn't turn him away. And there's a part of me that wonders how that's going to play out with whatever we get next with the backstory, because that communicates to me that there's self-hatred or guilt or things like that, right? But if you think about it, he was even guiding some of the experiments because this will just make me an even better assassin. I see this as an absolute win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what changes that causes her saying that to be something that not is just meaningful, but that he needs, right? Yeah. Is it because he ends up being the cause of her death, right? Or is it because of, something else, right? Because at the point when we see him like that in the backstory, he's in full-on monster mode. Big and scary and gonna just destroy a whole bunch of shit.
I checked the previous episode, and our glasses kun Takabayashi said we only had her for 2 short weeks in March of our second year. So she was actually a temp for class 2E, not class 3E.
Gotcha.
So the fact that she did such a good job there was probably what led her to then potentially be maybe considered for class 3E, but then she died, and then they replaced at the very beginning of the year.
Right, yeah,
with
so
Korosensei.
Right, so the last 2 weeks was her teaching them, and then they go on. She dies. They go on to the next year or whatever, right? And then Korosensei is there to be their teacher for the full year.
Summer break is, I believe.
I think so.
Golden
I'm not
Week
sure.
Is when? That's
I can't remember.
May or April.
Somewhere around there. But yeah, there was a break, a gap of time, and then during that time, the transition happened where then Korosensei comes in as their teacher, and then they get the full year with him, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, but that's so good though. There's a couple things with the whole stuff with Kayano that I really liked, and we now kind of get the full picture of it now that we've ended her kind of little mini arc here with regards to this, is that her whole thing was pain and hiding it, suppressing it. Well, Korosensei, over the course of this story, has in some ways been masking, without really doing a good job at it, the fact that he loves these students.
Right.
And his mask is that I'm going to destroy
The world.
And stuff, so you need to assassinate me.
Yep.
Now that we know, well, one, that he was the Reaper, but two, that he had a human connection with someone before all of this that showed him what was possible here. Now, she dies. He gets really, I could see him getting really vengeful. Just the idea of like, well, this is my ultimate time to bring about my assassination techniques to the limit, to their utmost.
Yep.
I will hold the entire world hostage.
Right.
Just for the opportunity to maybe find what she had with those students. Because that promise that I made to her of teaching them, that's I owe her that.
Yeah, and I can't remember whether it was something where he destroyed the moon first, and then he talked with her, and she sort of stayed his wrath.
No.
Or
No,
if that
the other
happened
way.
first, and then he destroyed the moon.
It happened first. She and him, like they
She died.
They talked, yeah.
Right. Yeah, she died in his arms and her tentacles, and yeah.
And then after that, the moon was destroyed.
Gotcha.
I definitely could see it being a thing of where, you know, he's off in the jungle, just hiding, just in pain, crying, you know, breaking down. And then that forms from sorrow into rage and anger and frustration. And he smites the moon with just fury.
Right.
But realizes, oh, wait, I made her a promise. Comes
Gotcha.
back
Okay.
and goes, I will stay my wrath. I will quell that. I will hide that pain. I will burrow it deep down.
Which,
and that
parallel to Kaida's situation.
Fits very well with Kaida's situation. Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. That's the whole point, I think. And then when they end up actually having these connections and stuff, he realizes that he doesn't necessarily need to abandon everything because he's getting this same genuine connection with not just one person, but
with the whole class.
All of them, the whole class, or them all as a collective. Like, it's something that goes beyond that individual relationship. They all have a relationship built around their connection to him. It's a family. It's beautiful.
Now the thing that needs to be brought up that was mentioned this episode that kind of changes some things. It's the fact that Korosensei will die whether they assassinate him or not.
Yeah, that seems like it's a bit open to interpretation, though.
I mean, it feels pretty straightforward. Like,
we can definitely look into it a little bit closer here, because he said, I'm going to die at the in March or something, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And what I'm curious about is
just keep talking, I'll find it.
Okay, the OP has that wonderful part at the end where Nagisa sees Korosensei, and then all of a sudden Korosensei's gone, right? And since this is a coming of age story, right? Korosensei is teaching these kids how to grow up and be just whole people, right? There is going to come that point, there has to, where even if Korosensei didn't die, right? Since the beginning of the show, we've known that at some point they are at least going to graduate, right? Even if they convince Korosensei to not destroy the world, even if, he is alive by the end of it, they are going to move on, right? They're not going to be this is their last year in middle school, right?
Yeah.
What happens then, right?
Yeah.
The fact that on top of that, Korosensei is on borrowed time right now, right? That there is a point where he'll be dead, whether they kill him or not. They'll have to deal with that.
They will.
And that'll be kind of the ultimate test for them, because then it'll be, is this just something that you're able to do because Korosensei is here to hold your hand and help you, right? Or will you truly be independent? But this is going to be the ultimate test, right? Because they'll be losing Korosensei, right? In a lot of ways, if they're being made, he's teaching them as best he can, right? But he can only teach them what he himself knows.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It makes sense, right? Even if you do nothing, I'll still die come March.
Okay.
So it makes sense that they would end up being fairly similar to him. And Nagisa is a great example, right? Nagisa is just like how Korosensei was gifted to be an assassin, right? That was his calling, if you will. Nagisa has brought that up to Korosensei, right? Well, when Korosensei lost the one person he really cared about, it didn't go well.
Nope.
So how will these kids handle it? And that's the ultimate lesson probably that Korosensei can maybe teach them.
Yeah, it's going to be in some ways, I feel like he's going to teach them the first half of it, and they're going to teach him the second half.
Sure.
The first half is that there's a huge value in these connections that are created here. But Korosensei, I still think, doesn't know entirely how to handle processing the loss of those genuine connections.
And that's probably why he doesn't address it, why he hasn't told them about this before.
Yeah, it's pain that he's buried.
Yep.
But because of the time he spent with these students, the process has restarted all over again. This is therapy. This is therapeutic to him.
Right.
This is him getting the opportunity to have the thing go on for more than a couple weeks that he would have wished he had before. And while they could end up assassinating him, or he could end up dying because of the experimentation does something that will eventually, kill him or something like that. Like he does say here that his life is on a timer, basically. So he's wanting to basically teach them to learn the lesson, really, that he didn't necessarily.
Yeah.
And this will be, it'll be a gut punch because it won't be just that they'll lose him. It's that they won't necessarily have the immediate help with processing this whole thing after he's gone. They'll have to have learned the lesson before he's gone.
They'll have to rely on each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be really special because they're not gonna be alone like he was. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that's the best part because with her last breath, basically, the sister made sure that he wouldn't be alone either, even though he would feel like he was.
Yep.
Even though they wouldn't know what happened.
Right.
He wouldn't actually be alone.
And that probably saved the world.
Yep.
Because there were multiple things about the whole premise of this show that I kind of suspended my disbelief
for.
on.
Yeah, the assassination classroom. Okay,
right. Yeah,
sure.
Totally. But we're here at like the eve of the show's end.
Right.
There's only a few episodes left and stuff. And
they
now
literally changed the OP to tell us it's almost over.
Yeah. And I can now see exactly why this premise needed to be this way.
Yeah.
And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
You know what I want to see?
It's gonna be like ripping out tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I want to see is when this show's over, when Korosensei's gone, because we know he's going to be gone, I want to see something where they all, like, meet up and hang out together.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely an epilogue scene that's going to happen.
With Karasuma and Bitch Sensei there. Like,
okay.
I
won't protest at all. I just know that for me, it's going to have to be Nagisa with at least about a half dozen of them.
Yeah,
who
like
are
Karma and like...
Yeah. But
some others.
But the ones I would say who'd specifically go to Nagisa and be like, I think he would want you to make your own choice about being an assassin. You definitely do have the skills and stuff, but, just I hope that you learned kind of what he was trying to teach you all this time.
And Nagisa becomes a teacher.
And Nagisa, yep. I love how you can just read my mind at times. It's the perfect twist of this whole thing is that Nagisa becomes the teacher for the next class of, the E class or something like
skip
that.
5-10 years, in the future. And
I don't.
Yep. And Terasaka is the gym instructor or something.
or Nagisa at that point, has been the Reaper for 9 months or something or whatever.
Or maybe not, because, we haven't had the kids actually kill anyone yet.
He doesn't have to be a killing Reaper. He can be a
Carolina Reaper?
No. Like I remove you from, situations where you're hurting other people.
I'm such a good assassin, I don't even have to kill you.
Exactly. You just clap right in front of your face.
Right.
I mean, now that he's got all this sex appeal as well, he might as well just clap the cheeks as well. And it's just, it's,
oh my God.
It's just,
instant
it's all over.
Stun.
Instant stun.
Yeah.
Oh, no one can withstand a cheek clap from Nagisa.
God.
That's some assassination techniques right there. Instant win. But y'all, this was a ridiculously good episode.
Yeah,
great setup.
Fantastic.
Really good way to bridge the gap of exposition dump from dramatic, climactic conclusion for a character's mini arc within the classroom, because it ties so well into what we experienced with Korosensei's story here.
Right.
And nice kind of thing the Assassination Classroom has done just in general, but constantly brought up things that we have been given throughout the show and using them at times when they're very much relevant, with things like the mystery of the Reaper, things like, the assassination techniques that Nagisa uses and stuff. The fact that this is a classroom that we are being taught as well, thus that anything that they use in this story to solve plot points has to be based on something that was taught in the classroom.
Right.
And that's a fun limitation to put on your story, but the fact that they continually use it, it makes the show really, really fun to watch.
Last thing I'll say is that because we have the OP and ED change now, we're officially in the end game. I hate to say it, but there's a part of me that almost wonders if we can justify having any more Karasuma Bitch Sensei focus if it's not going to be like endgame focus, because even though there's quite a few episodes left, fun antics, how do they fit now?
Hey, dude, as long as maybe we go back and check the OP, I'm sure there's probably a hidden little moment with Karasuma and Bitch Sensei, and there's
sort of
rose in
going
between
off
them,
screen,
and they're separating apart, but then they turn back together, and they separate apart, and then they turn back together,
But yeah, Bitch Sensei, learn from Nagisa.
Get her done.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, if any of that, wow, I just don't know how to do outros here. But thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in a community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
See, Caleb, it was all a Freudian slip where you were talking about Karasuma and Bitch Sensei, and then you were like, so if any of that interests you, because of course it would. But we stream every weekday on Twitch. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.